Welcome back to another mobility video. The highest requested body part or mobility routine I'm always asked for is the low back. So this routine, 100% focus on low back, a little bit of mid back as well. What we're going to do is start with press ups. Laying on your belly, I want you to bring your hands about, call it eye level to start, maybe forehead. You're going to straighten your arms and let your low back just relax on each rep. Only your arms are working. Do about 5 reps there, then bring your hands down lower. You don't have to, but if you bring it lower down by your, call it shoulders or chest, you're going to get more force into your low back. We're really focusing on what's called lumbar extension, our ability to move our spine backwards. My legs, hamstrings, glutes, everything's relaxed. I want only my arms to be doing this movement, not my back. That's just staying super relaxed. You can move your hands up higher to make it easier or down lower to increase the challenge. We're going about 5 reps at a time here, changing the hand position. So a total of 15 reps. Next up, we have cat-cow. All I want you to focus on is getting a full rounding of your entire spine, so flexion, and then a full extension, so dropping that belly away. So belly button to the ceiling, belly button down towards the floor. We're just going to do a few reps here, maybe 10 or so to warm up, and then we're going to get into the next movement, which is called segmentation. Right now, full spine moves into flexion and extension. Now we're going to go in what's called segmentation. We're going to move just one part of our spine at a time. So I'm starting with my low back. Only rounding there, moving to the mid back, moving to the upper back. I get to full flexion here. Now I drop just my low back to extension, mid back to extension, and then upper back to extension. This one's a lot more complicated than just a cat-cow, so spend some time slowly moving through this. Staying in quadruped position, really going to focus on the low back again into flexion. So you're going to go into cat-cow, round your low back, holding that rounding, sit back towards your heels, feel a massive stretch in the low back. Go about 10, 15 reps here. Try to hold that flexion. If you have to take a second to top, totally okay. But we're going for a low back lumbar flexion stretch. Now that we've warmed up our low back, we're going to go into some scorpions. This is going to pair up extension and rotation. For some of you, this might be pinchy. Try not to go too far. You don't have to bring your foot all the way up to your hand. You just want to get rotation in your lumbar spine. You also might feel a stretch in the front of your shoulder and pec. Totally okay. A lot of people also use this for that area as well, but my focus on this is get the low back moving into a lot of rotation. Let's shoot for about 10 to 15 reps on each side here. Now these are everyone's favorite. They're called Jefferson curls. A lot of you might be fearful of this, thinking, hey, I'm rounding my spine with weight. This is not great. If you've never done this before, start super light. You can even do body weight. But your goal is to start top down and work through each individual part of your spine into flexion. So rounding your spine forward. It's not a hip hinge, so I'm not just trying to push my hips back. If you look here, I'm really going top down. Hips stay relatively in place. Towards the bottom, they might hinge back a little bit, but I have a big rounding of my entire spine. So keep the weight relatively close to start. It might go a little bit away as you get down towards the ground, which is totally normal. If you don't feel comfortable with this, go body weight and just try to get this movement down. Keeping that weight in your hand, let's go into lateral flexion. So a lot of us see this for core exercise, right? We're trying to get our obliques stronger. What I'm focusing on is am I able to actually close down that space on the lateral side of my spine? So I'm not sending my hips across, I'm just trying to crunch that down. Now you will feel your core working. That's what you're gonna feel when we work on spine movement. But the goal is to how far I can move and get as little space down there as possible on each rep. Shoot for about 10 each side here. Don't push in any pain or pinching, but just try to let that kettlebell or dumbbell pull you down as far as you can. Last thing we got here, very similar to the press-ups we did, we're just gonna do them in standing. So I bring my feet a little outside my hips, put my hands on my low back, and lean back as I press my hip forward. Think about all that extension we get in our low back, we're trying to get that here. Really push forward, pressure on, find that end range position, and come off it. The wider your feet are, it's gonna help with balance. Keep the head up if you have any problems with getting dizzy, but go about 10 to 15 reps on this as well.